Sarah and Mark are still sitting on the sofa, but the energy in the room has completely shifted. You can tell Sarah is trying to stay calm, but she's clearly guarded. Mark looks like he's ready to jump out of his skin. He's staring at his hands, probably wishing he'd turned his phone off tonight. The silence is incredibly uncomfortable. It's one of those moments where you don't even know where to start. Mark eventually looks at his phone. He looks like he's carrying the weight of the world on his shoulders. Sarah doesn't beat around the bush. She just asks, "So, who's Laura? And why is she texting you at this hour?" Mark knows he can't brush this off. He takes a deep breath and realizes he has to be upfront with her, even if it makes things messy. Mark explains that Laura is his ex. They called it quits about 6 months ago after being together for a long time. Sarah isn't totally convinced. She asks, if it's been 6 months, why is she still acting like you owe her an answer? Mark admits that the breakup was pretty one-sided and that she's been having a really hard time letting go. He claims he's been trying to be supportive without leading her on, but clearly it's backfiring. Sarah's not really buying it. She likes Mark, but she's also a no drama kind of girl. She stands up, grabs her stuff, and says, "Look, Mark, I'm really not interested in getting caught up in some kind of complicated situation with your ex." Mark is clearly gutted. He stays on the sofa looking totally defeated. Sarah puts a hand on his shoulder, but it feels more like a goodbye than a see you later. They make their way to the door, and the air is thick with tension. Mark starts to reach out his hand. Maybe he wants to explain himself one more time, but he thinks better of it. He just says, "I'm really sorry about this. I didn't mean for the night to end like this." Sarah just nods. She's definitely keeping him at arm's length right now. Sarah stands in the doorway for a minute, looking back at Mark. He looks pretty pathetic standing there. She tells him, "Let's just sleep on it. We can talk when things are a bit more settled." Mark says, "Yeah, okay. I'll give you a shout tomorrow." Sarah walks out, and you can tell she's already second guessing their relationship, which has barely begun. A little later, Sarah is back at her place. She's doing what everyone does. She starts internet sleuthing. She looks Mark up on Instagram and starts digging through his old tagged photos to see what she can find out about this Laura person. She finds a photo of the two of them from a wedding last summer. They look like the perfect couple, totally in love. Sarah starts to feel that familiar pang of insecurity, which is the reason she's been single for so long. She wonders if she's just a rebound or if Mark is actually over his ex. She's starting to feel like she might have gotten in over her head with Mark. It's almost midnight. Sarah is trying to wind down, but her phone lights up. It's Mark. She's tempted to ignore it, but she picks up anyway. Mark sounds totally on edge. He whispers, "Sarah, I'm so sorry to bother you, but things just got weird. Sarah is literally standing outside my door right now. She's been knocking for 5 minutes and won't leave. I have no idea what to do. Talk about a nightmare scenario. One minute you're on a great date, and the next you're dealing with a literal unwanted guest. We use some high level conversational English today, like hit your stride, call it quits, and get in over your head. If you're finding this comprehensible input helpful for your advanced English journey, make sure to like this video and subscribe to my channel. And a question for the comments. If you were Sarah, would you hang up the phone or try to help Mark? Let me know your thoughts, and I'll see you in the next episode.